All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about my Green Bay Packers. It's just preseason and we're only a couple of games into the preseason, but nonetheless, Jordan Love does look good. Jordan Love looks good. And we saw it this past weekend in back-to-back weeks against the New England Patriots. Unfortunately, the Green Bay Packers did not win that game, but it's just preseason. Jordan 5 of 8, 84 yards, and a touchdown. Now, there was that hiccup, that fumble. We'll talk about that a little later on in the video. But what I am saying is this. Romeo Doubs continues to impress and impress and impress. Jayden Reed, welcome to the NFL, young buck. I think he's got a very bright future with this Green Bay Packers team. There's a lot of positives with Green Bay right now, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. I do post a bunch of Packers videos as they are my favorite team in the league. So if we could try and get this video to 500 likes, that would mean the world to me. So, immediately preseason, I don't think Jordan Love could do better. I really do not think Jordan Love could do better. Now, there were some nitpicks in that Cincinnati game from a couple of weeks ago where it was like, all right, it was a lot of underneath stuff. It was a lot of stuff to just move the chains, get first downs, but we didn't really see too many deep shots. However, his touchdown pass against Cincinnati was, oh my goodness, that was freaking sexy. So immediately, a couple of possessions into the game, we saw a unbelievable catch and throw. Romeo Doubs, Jordan Love, 52-yard throw and catch. The referees were bamboozled. They didn't even know that Romeo Doubs put both his feet in. Everybody was shocked, and it was a phenomenal throw. Later on in the drive, an absolute bullet of a dart to Jayden Reed. His first and only catch of the day, the rookie Jayden Reed out of Michigan State. I still am pretty guaranteed he is going to be wide receiver 3 to start off his young NFL career. I really think he's going to be wide receiver 3, unless there were big time issues. We take a look at the Packers wide receiver room. It's loaded, man. I think Christian Watson is a freaking star in this league already. I know we want to see a full healthy season of that, but Romeo Doubs, if he was healthy last season, man, there would be a lot more hype about Romeo Doubs if he was healthy last season, because Packer fans, we saw the impact of Romeo when he got injured early on in the season. It was a huge momentum killer. The Packers kind of went on a big losing streak once Romeo went down. But if these guys can just stay on the field, I am not worried about their wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2, no matter who it's going to be, Christian Watson or Romeo Doubs. Jayden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, Samori Toure, Malik Heath, we'll talk about in a second. Heading into these preseason games, the thought was potentially Samori Toure was going to be wide receiver 3 because he was with Green Bay this past season. But I'm telling you, Jayden Reed's a dog. The dude's a freaking dog. And it's cool because Michigan State, to me, Kirk Cousins is the only Michigan State quarterback who comes to my mind. They've never been a quarterback-known school. So the fact that Jayden Reed stuck out, made a name for himself at Michigan State, no disrespect if you're a Michigan State football fan, but the Big Ten in general, not necessarily known for their elite quarterback play. Nonetheless, Jayden Reed's going to be a dog, all right? And even if he deals with some rookie drops, like every rookie is going to, you got Samori Toure, you also have rookie Dontavian Wicks, and you have undrafted rookie Malik Heath. Malik Heath's somebody to keep an eye on. I think he guaranteed a roster spot this past game. 5 catches, 75 yards for the undrafted rookie out of Ole Miss. I'm telling you, Malik Heath, he will make this roster, and I'm telling you, he is going to make an impact on the Green Bay Packers this upcoming season. It's so hard. Evaluating wide receivers can be so difficult because there are so many wide receivers, there's so many cornerbacks, there's so many of those positional players in the league in general, or in college, I should say. So you get easily 15 to 20 wide receivers come on in here. They could be drafted in the first round, second round, third round, seventh round, undrafted like Malik Heath. And they're going to come into the NFL and they're going to make an impact. They're going to be an impact player. Malik, at the very least, is going to be a quality role player for this squad. This past season at Ole Miss, 60 catches, 971 yards. He had 5 touchdowns. He averaged 16.2 yards per catch. I know it's inexperienced, but don't mix inexperienced with talent, all right? I think that's where a lot of people are getting confused with this Green Bay Packers team. They're like, they're not good enough at wide receiver. I don't think that's how that should be phrased. I just don't think they're young, but they are extremely talented. So I mean, all those players we just named, that's 60. That's 6 deep right there, wide receiver room. Obviously, we know Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, preseason, not really keeping an eye on them, but those are both two guys who can catch it out of the backfield as well. We did see Luke Musgrave get a couple of catches, nothing too crazy. 2 catches, 13 yards. He did have a nice 10-yarder, but outside of that, that's pretty much it for the wide receiver room. Emmanuel Wilson, nice 15 yards, 63 carries, but Jordan Love, he looks in control, he looks poised, he looks confident, and he looks good to go. I'm not sure, and I'm pretty positive Matt LaFleur doesn't know either, if Jordan Love is going to be playing in the final preseason game. I'm good either way. Just want him to be healthy, but we're hearing it, man. Matt LaFleur has been really impressed by Jordan Love all training camp, and especially these past 2 preseason games, and especially this game against New England, because we finally saw that deep ball. We saw the converted deep ball, and we saw an absolute freaking bullet to Jaden Reed for a touchdown. Now, that fumble to start off the game, that's something that just simply needs to be cleaned up. That's just something that needs to be cleaned up. That's not something I'm worried about the Green Bay Packers in particular, especially veteran Josh Myers, but it is something you don't want in the regular season. I mean, that's got to be fixed by week 1 against Chicago, because if you do that to start off the game, I mean, that place is going to get loud and momentum. That's just not what you want right there, obviously, right? So poor communication resulted in a fumble. All right, I'm not stressing it. If it were to pop up against Chicago, I'd be like, oh crap, but not worried about it right now. Defensively, I know Green Bay technically lost the game 21-17. Kingsley Enagbare, phenomenal, pretty much forced fumble sack, and he actually had 2 sacks on the day. Shout out to him, but they were hitting the quarterbacks. Bailey Zappi, Mac Jones, they had 6 total quarterback hits. They had 7 total pass deflections. I'm liking what I'm seeing from a lot of these players. I think Quay Walker and Devontae Wyatt are 2 players who will have star seasons. I'm just going to say star seasons. Quay Walker, I will guarantee. I think he had a star season this past year. I think pretty much, obviously, the way the Detroit game ended left a sour stain in a lot of people's mouths. But at the end of the day, Quay Walker had a phenomenal rookie season. 121 combined tackles. He played every game. He had 3 forced fumbles. The dude was a stud, all right? And I think he is going to fully emerge into a stud in his second season this upcoming year. Devontae Wyatt, same guy, first-round pick, selected more at the end of last year's draft, or late end of the first round of last year's draft. But nonetheless, Devontae Wyatt was a guy who really came alive started to come alive on some possessions towards the end of the season. So, first round pick, big year for him. Not necessarily make or break, but it is a first round draft pick. And I would not be surprised if Devontae Wyatt was that dude for Green Bay next season. Defensively, they're just so deep. There's so many studs on this squad that it's, I'm mainly watching just how our guys taking that step from year 1 to year 2, or how do our rookies look? How does Lucas Van Ness looks? I think Lucas is going to have probably more of a quiet rookie season. I think, I saw a comparison to Rashawn Gary's rookie season. I think it'll be a little bit better than Rashawn's rookie year from a few seasons ago. But, especially considering how much depth and talent's on this defense, I would say Lucas probably has a more quiet rookie season than maybe, like Will Anderson Jr. Not the best comparison, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. So that's it for today. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Let me know what you're thinking about Jordan Love and these Green Bay Packers, and I'll see you guys